Hello, it's Charles Fockaert. November 24th, 2018. I had to hurry up on my last video, so I'm going to make this one. I'm going to take my time, and I won't have the limit. I like to keep my videos under 15 minutes so I can post them at minds.com. My videos are also at BitChute, and they're still here on YouTube. And I don't know how much longer that's going to be, and I don't really care because I can move. I can move back over to BitChute, or I can move to and I'm not happy with either one of those. I'm not happy with YouTube, and I'm not happy with any one of those other quote platforms. And but hey, this is how we communicate today. So I'm doing the best I can with what I have. My microphone went out, so I've got to use the other microphones I have, and I'm sorry if it's not as good, but that's what I got. That's what I'm working with. Live with it. I am. I want to talk about a lot of different things here, and I'm in Arizona. It's a lot warmer than it would be up in Montana, and I'm around just kind of observing what's going on around me and what's on the internet and what's going on in the news. Some fella, some American, I believe was mixed race fella, tried to be a missionary out there in the Andaman Islands, out in the middle of nowhere, and he went there to quote share the gospel with them, and they made quick work of him. They said, "We don't want your Judeo-Christian." So he got shot through with some arrows, and he was laying there on the beach. All you missionaries, I got several videos in the back. All you Christian, Judeo-Christian missionaries think the gospel's for everyone. I got news for you. Most of the people that you're going to, quote, share the gospel with are what they call non-player characters, NPCs. You read the Bible, the main characters in the Bible are the offspring of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, otherwise known as the Israelites, the Anglo-Saxon, Celtic, Scandinavian, Germanic, and related peoples of the world, the Europeans, who then went to other parts of the world. That's who the Bible is about. Genesis chapter 5, verse 1, it's about the generations. The Bible is about the generations of Adam. To show blood in the face, to be able to blush. For 13 years, I was in front of a whole classroom full of non-whites. In Nicaragua, it wasn't a classroom, it was a hotel. Thailand, Qatar, South Korea. Every one of them had black hair and brown eyes and non-white skin everywhere I went. Never saw a blush, never once. And I got kind of tired of looking at black hair and black eyes. There's no variation. You know what? The white race has diversity. Redheads, brunettes, blondes, black-haired. We don't need diversity of the other non-white races. So you missionaries, get your holy butts back home. We got a lot of problems here in our own home. You could be working with people that are homeless. You could be working with people that have a drug problem. You could be working with your own race, the real characters of the Bible. Not whites, those Mexicans down there in Tijuana, they're racist, aren't they? They're racist. They hate. They're calling for those people that are coming from Guatemala, same color skin, coming from El Salvador and Guatemala and other parts of South and Central America. They're telling these people, their next of kin, we don't want you here, get out. and they're saying they have a humanitarian problem and they want the UN to step in, and they need to be taught how not to be racist. They need to be tolerant. They need to sacrifice like we all have to do, like we in the white race have to open our arms for all the hordes of non-whites that want to come and live in the white country. If we're bigots and we're racist and we're haters and we're intolerant, why do all these non-whites want to come and live in the white country? Why do all those non-whites want to live in Europe, in France, in Germany? England now has what? Several Muslim mayors all over the world. So England's probably going to improve now. Now that they have a diverse culture, I'm sure London and England in general is going to improve, just like Sweden did, right? Sweden is now the rape capital of Europe. All them beautiful white women being raped by their non-whites they've allowed into their country, and the Swedes are so cocked. The Swedish men are so cocked they won't even protect their women. But hey, getting to be that way here in the United States too, isn't it? Move along. See, nobody interviews me and then introduces me as this is Charles Fockaert, degree in economics, successful real estate developer, lived overseas in 4 different countries, traveled in over 25 other countries, publisher of a book, author of a book, now lives full time. I don't have anybody introducing me, and I'm not good at blowing my own horn. But every once in a while, I think I need to remind some of you that are new here coming in that I called it right. I called Time to Short Facebook, January 2017. I said it's time just a few months ago to short Amazon. And guess what? George Soros got rid of his Facebook stock and his Amazon stock a few months ago. So I was right in there with, and also Warren Buffett. So even though I'm not a Warren Buffett and I'm not a George Soros, I called it right. And 2 years ago, I said we were in a civil war, and Dr. Dave Janda just comes out here recently. Hey, I'm way ahead of you, buddy, there. I said we're in a civil war about 2 years ago, and he says we're in a civil war. You need to, you know what? A lot of these, quote, truthers are starting to catch up with yours truly. I said the American people are stupid and that the United States is finished. I said that back in 1999. And Paul Craig Roberts came out here last month and said, and this is almost a direct quote, America is doomed. In his opinion, America is doomed. For the most part, with few exceptions, Americans are too stupid to continue to live. Now, I didn't catch up with Paul Roberts. He caught up with me. My previous video to this one, I believe, is I'm calling out some of these spokespersons for the truth movement. I'm calling them out because they're not telling you, they're not naming who's who in the Jew. Who's who in the zoo. They need to lose their fear of those in the zoo. For the sake of the newbies. There's a lot of people waking up and they go to places like Greg Hunter and they listen to Dr. Janda and they hear euphemisms. The globalists, the lamestream media. It's not lame. What the hell? Who controls the mainstream media? We need more James Traficants. and less leaders who are cucks. Give me a room full of James Fockaerts and Lavoy Finnegan, and Clive Bundy's, and a few others that I'm missing. You know who they are. Give us a handful of those men, and we could turn the United States back right side up again. The problem we have in the United States is we have too many, quote, leaders that are not leaders. They're in the headquarters when the fight is out in the front, in the trenches. They're not like Adolf Hitler, who wanted to be the messenger, to go to the fighting on the front lines. He volunteered more than once, several times in fact, and most of these people don't have a clue as to the character and the person of Adolf Hitler, who he was. And I get sick and tired of hearing these people refer to National Socialist and Adolf Hitler in a negative light. If you're watching this video and you don't understand and you don't have the proper understanding of history when it comes to World War I and World War II and Adolf Hitler and the National Socialists, to those of us who are awake and have a clue, you look like a jackass. And no offense to Jim Willie. This Harvard-trained economist, well, that was his problem. He got it wrong. And why did he get it wrong? Because he was Harvard-trained. I was trained at Humboldt trained economist. And he said that gold should have been down at $450 already, which is, when I heard him say that, you know, he's all slicked and he's got the background there and the eagle wall, and he's an important man, and he called for $450 gold. I laughed. That's 1/3 of the price, the cost of getting the gold out of the ground. But anyway, he's come up and said, hey, I might have been wrong. No kidding, Harvard-trained economist. You know, you didn't fool some of us. But there was a guy in Colorado, 71, 2 years old. He was parking his RV on a piece of property that he owned. He bought so he could buy and live in his RV in Colorado. They showed up with the SUVs and the SWAT team. He got arrested. He spent time in jail, and now he's under attack, and he may spend more time in jail because he doesn't have the proper septic tank. He's not on the grid, etc. I tell you what, folks, they're going to outlaw being poor, and I'm going to try to stay on top of that. I got to go. 15 minutes is almost up. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting this channel. May the grace of God, our Father, the God of the Israelites, who is a racist, by the way, may his grace be upon us all, for we most certainly need it. See you.